After discussing the secrets of the fifth episode, all fans of the Amazing Digital Circus inevitably turn their attention to questions about the sixth episode. Since the release of the fourth episode, we have almost no information about any of the upcoming episodes. However, we do have some hints about the plot of the sixth episode and its likely release date. Considering the information from Gooseworx, if the fifth episode gave us so many interesting details about the global plot, then the sixth episode will be a real drama. In this video, I will tell you all the secrets of the plot of the sixth episode. I want to start by discussing the release date of the sixth episode. At first glance, it seems that predicting the release dates of new episodes has become very difficult. The fourth episode was released just 2 months after the third episode, but we had to wait 6 months for the fifth episode. In fact, I have an explanation for this contrast between the release dates of the episodes. It is important to understand that script writing and voice acting are fairly quick processes that are done in advance. At this point, we can say with confidence that all the scripts have already been written by Gooseworx, and the voice acting has been done for at least the sixth and seventh episodes. The real reason for the delay in episodes is the 3D animation and post-production process. In the case of the fourth episode, it was released so quickly because the animation for the third and fourth episodes was done simultaneously. The animation process for the fifth episode did not even begin in February, meaning that the animation was only started in the spring. Because of this, the fifth episode was only released in the summer. However, thanks to the third and fourth episodes, we learned that it is possible to create animation for 2 episodes simultaneously. I think that the fifth and sixth episodes can also be created simultaneously. If this is true, then the sixth episode may be released very soon. The fact is that the fifth and sixth episodes are closely related. Gooseworx said on its Tumblr that although the fifth episode is dedicated to Ragatha and the sixth episode to Jax, the fifth and sixth episodes share the revelation of Jax and Ragatha's characters between them. Gooseworx may be deceiving us, but it makes sense to trust this statement. In my opinion, in the fifth episode, we got the backstory of Ragatha, but we learned more interesting facts about Jax than about her. This connects the fifth and sixth episodes from a narrative point of view. This gives us the following picture. The animation process for the sixth episode is already coming to an end, which means we can expect the sixth episode in August. I can even name the most likely release date. I noticed an interesting pattern between the release dates of the previous episodes. Glitch always releases new episodes on Fridays, as this is the most convenient day for most of the audience to watch. The third episode was released in the first week of October, the fourth episode was released in the second week of December, and the fifth episode was released in the third week of June. This means that the sixth episode should be released on Friday of the fourth week of August. The release date for the sixth episode is August 22nd. Now, let's discuss the state of the main characters at the end of the fifth episode. We don't have any real clue about the sixth episode's plot, but we still have a lot of foreshadows left on Tumblr by Gooseworx. The last picture that Glitch posted on their Twitter showed a lonely Ragatha sitting alone on the grass and looking at the starry sky from the stargazing adventure. In the fifth episode, Jax began to get closer to Pomni, and this did not go unnoticed by Ragatha. From the very beginning, Ragatha hoped that Pomni would become her new best friend and that they would form a strong duo. Pomni thanked her for her attention and kindness, defended her in front of other characters, but continued to keep her distance. On the contrary, Pomni quickly found something in Jax. When he began to make contact with her in the fifth episode, she hastened to reciprocate. As a result, Pomni began to lean towards Jax, Gangle and Zooble became best friends. Kinger keeps to himself and is happy with that. And Ragatha was left all alone and feels lonely. She continues to try to win Pomni over and turn her against Jax. But her arguments with Jax lead nowhere. It is clear that Pomni continues to see Ragatha as her closest friend and simply does not want to take sides in the conflict. She wants to be friends with everyone. But at the same time, Pomni can't hide the fact that she enjoys spending time with Jax. Ragatha looks quite sad that Pomni is not on her side and that Jax doesn't want to listen to her. One user asked Gooseworx on Tumblr, "Will Ragatha be okay after episode 5? Gooseworx replied only, "Huh, it's a slight laugh, similar to how Ragatha hides her pain behind a smile and is afraid to share it with anyone. In the sixth episode, Ragatha will not feel better. And this is a very important detail for the plot. On Tumblr, Gooseworx said that the fifth episode is quite simple and calm compared to the episodes that have not yet been released. This means that the sixth episode will dramatically change the mood and become more serious, frightening, and gloomy. As Gooseworx herself said, 5 is probably the lightest of all the episodes. One could say that it's the silly before the storm. We also know that the sixth episode will continue to reveal mainly Jax and Ragatha. I think this means that their conflict will move to a new level. My theory is that Ragatha will start using force to stop Jax and make him behave differently. The characters in the digital circus can feel pain, but they can't die, so she has nothing to fear. A long time ago, a fan asked Gooseworx on Tumblr to describe each upcoming episode with just one word. She described the 6th episode with the word guns. I'm sure this means that we'll see a lot of weapons in the 6th episode. Most likely, the adventure of the new episode will consist of battles with various NPCs that we have already seen before. As we saw in the 5th episode, the main characters began to tell Cain directly that his adventures make everyone feel bad and that no one likes them. This may give Cain an interesting idea. If players hate his adventures so much, then why not give them weapons and let them destroy the NPCs from these adventures? The battlefield could be a room outside the map, similar to the one we saw in the 2nd episode, or a location from an adventure that Cain planned for the 4th episode, but was replaced by work at Spudsy's restaurant. I'm talking about an adventure called The Curse of the Cruel Psychopathic Butcher. Such adventure conditions could provoke a battle between the main characters, particularly between Ragatha and Jax. In addition, Gangle may take part in the battle. Gooseworx received a question on Tumblr asking if there will be a battle between Gangle and Jax because he constantly behaves rudely towards her, and if so, will one of them be damaged as a result of this battle? Gooseworx avoided answering the question. This means that the question was probably spot on, and such a moment is planned for the 6th episode. In addition to all this, in the 6th episode we should get the full picture of Jax's backstory. One of the random lines in the 6th episode goes like this: "That's kinda cringe." I think this was said either by Jax about his backstory or by Pomni in response to Jax's backstory. There must be a reason why Gooseworx calls Jax a pathetic loser. Let's take a look at Jax's evil doppelganger. He seems very shy, as if he's trying to please everyone around him. Ragatha mentioned that the idea of playing softball was hers, but she didn't create the evil doppelgangers. This means that the evil doppelgangers were created by Cain, but he must have based them on something. I think Jax's doppelganger behaves the way Jax behaved in the past. The death of his best friend Ribbit had a big impact on him, but we don't know all the circumstances. I'm sure we'll get answers to these questions in the 6th episode and learn all of Jax's secrets. In addition, there is another line from the 6th episode. "You made a whole guy for that?" I think Jax says this line during a conversation with Cain. Most likely, they are discussing the disappearing guy, and these words refer specifically to him. I am sure that this NPC will play an important role in the 6th episode. He is clearly an intelligent NPC, and Cain has been unable to shut him down for some reason for a long time. Most likely, he will become an enemy for the main characters in the 6th episode. What do you think about this? What is Disappearing Guy's next move? What will happen to Ragatha, Jax, and Gangle in the 6th episode? Write your thoughts and theories in the comments, and I will definitely read them. The best comments will be featured in new videos. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Good luck, everyone, and see you soon.